Hey guys, welcome back to another review on the Scooby-Doo channel. Today I'll be reviewing the final two episodes of Velma that have just recently come out. The series is now officially over. Question mark. If you've already seen the final two episodes, I won't, completely spoil it until the end. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the review, and yeah, let's get straight into it. The ninth episode, titled Family Woman, shows that basically a whole bunch of the town members are surrounding Velma's mother's bed in the hospital, and she's diagnosed with this disease that makes you forget things, and Velma only has 72 hours to regain all of her mother's memories of who the serial killer is and what happened and everything. Basically she tries to lie about everything that's happened in the past 2 years, so she hides the fact that Sophie is, Velma's father's new girlfriend, and that there's a baby, and then when Velma's mother accidentally spots Sophie's child, she pretends that her and Norville are the owners of the baby, and she is the babysitting, I guess. While this is all happening, Daphne and Fred aren't very popular anymore, so they have to sit at the unpopular benches at school and everything like that. And they've had enough of this, so they make a ruse to think that they're dating again, so everyone would think they're popular. But this doesn't work too well. But they do get invited to the party that they were hoping to go to. But Daphne was hoping to go with Velma. But Fred's mother eventually convinces her to go with Fred just to keep the popularity alive for a little bit longer. Anyways, when Velma, decides to, I guess Norville, Velma and Norville are going through quite a tough time, and while this is happening, Velma believes that Norville's father is the serial killer, and because she didn't tell Norville first, basically, what I'm trying to say is Norville basically left her and ruined her friendship, and then because they were still minding the baby accidentally rolls down the road, and Daphne and Fred eventually get spotted by Daphne, making out. So Velma eventually finds that out, and it gets kind of bad for Velma in this back half of the episode, because also she finds out Velma her mother is around the corner, and she already knows about her father and Sophie's relationship, and they had the baby, but she then realizes that the 72 hours are over, and they think it's over, but then her memories return, and she then realizes who the serial killer was, and she says that she was the serial killer, and then you have to wait to the 10th episode to find out anything more. But yeah, that 9th episode was pretty good. I give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. One of the better ones from the series, that's for sure. I don't know where Gigi was in this episode. I thought Gigi and Norville would still be having their relationship. I don't know really what happened. Did they just like end their relationship secretly in between the 8th and 9th episode? I'm not sure, but it just doesn't look like they're dating anymore. But yeah, there's a few good things in this episode. Few things that weren't the best. But yeah, one of the better episodes definitely. And yeah, unfortunately here in Australia, the 10th episode on binge wasn't working too well, so I have to wait an extra day. That's why this is not coming out Thursday night. It's coming out Friday night instead. But yeah, the 10th episode titled "The Brains of the Operation." Basically, Velma still refusing to believe that it was her mother. Tries to prove to everyone that it was someone else, but basically, Velma's mother gets taken to jail, and the only way that she can go in there to talk to her is if she murders someone. So she makes a ruse with Fred to help her get into the jail cell to talk to her mother, and when that eventually happens, she then Velma's mother reveals that she was hypnotized because she remembers the killer told her to blame herself as the reason of all the murderings. While this is all happening, when in Daphne's locker at school, Daphne finds pocket watch that belonged to I don't remember the name, but I found a pocket watch basically that ties up with the serial killer. Anyway, Norville is leaving the school because he doesn't want to be around Velma. And Norville really wants to find Velma to tell her, but can't really do that. Velma then realizes it in the school showers when a whole bunch of her classmates basically tell her that he left the school. But yeah, while this is all happening, Daphne basically becomes a part of Fred's mother wants her to become the basically a solid member of the Jones Gentleman's accessories. Anyway, Velma then listens to a whole bunch of Norville's voicemails, and throughout the whole series, Norville leaves her a lot of voicemails, and she's never listened to them before, and she was there for days listening to them, and then really wants to be friends with him again, and might even might love him. Anyway, she then realizes when she takes her glasses off that the side of her glasses say Jones Gentleman's Accessories. She does a bit of research and finds out the pocket watch belongs to them, and they sell them. Anyway, she then goes over to Fred's house, sneaks in, convincing her father to drive her there, and then spots Daphne and Fred tied together in Dr. Perdue's lab. And then after capturing the serial killer and freeing Daphne and Velma then reveals the whole plan. Basically, the serial killer at the start was killing the hot girls to put, well, I guess the first two girls that were killed was to try and tie it on Velma. The third kill was to get Fred out of jail, um, and yeah, basically the serial killer had to quickly do that, and um, then halfway through the reveal, it's revealed to be Fred's mother, Victoria, and she was planning to switch Fred's brain with one of the hot girl's brains because um, basically she thinks of herself as one of those when she was younger, and she thinks that'd be perfect to put into Fred's brain, um, and make it easier for him to you know take over the company once those two retire, um, and a whole bunch of chases go on when she eventually escapes jail. She escapes the um, free, and then hypnotizes Fred's father, which is her husband, to help her out. Um, then he's planning. And then she plans to get Velma's brain into Fred's brain instead, because it's the biggest and smartest brain, and definitely the one you should be going for. But Fred eventually gets away with a gun, and then chases after um, his mother, and Velma and Daphne run the other way. But then the little rope that Velma used to climb down the well when she was going in to the well to find Victoria. She shoots it down so they can't get away, and then Norville comes to the rescue, basically hearing Velma's voicemails. Daphne and Velma finally kiss, and then Norville hearing Velma's voicemail that she left him for the very first voicemail she ever sent to him, and at the end she said, "I love you." That was enough to get Norville to switch back schools, switch back houses, and everything like that, and then eventually saves the other three by when sliding down, he accidentally causes a stalag mite or tight. I don't know which one it is. It's the one from the ceiling to fall and squash Victoria and kill her. And then when they were recognised as the heroes of the case, the four of them drift apart, because they eventually get really upset at each other for different reasons, different relationship issues, but that's pretty much the end of the episode. But at the end credit scene, it shows that that the sheriff is killed by a new murderer, which I believe could be like the ghost of Egner Bridue or someone like that. Anyway, and that's the end of Velma season 1. Lot of hinters showing that there'll be a second season. Now, I personally think there should be a season 2, because that episode it was an 8 out of 10. That final episode is definitely up there, one of the better ones. This show is a great show, honestly. I like the show. I don't know how much other people would like the show, but I like the show. I think they should definitely make a season 2. I think they will make a season 2 if the fans want it or not. Who knows? Because you can tell by the way the final final half of it was set up. Like, we don't know what's going to happen with Norville and Velma, or Norville and Gigi. I guess maybe, but I highly doubt that's going to happen anymore. or Daphne or Velma, or even Fred and Daphne. We still don't know what's going to happen in the relationship issues. Uh, Obviously, they can't just leave the series off with another murder. This time of the sheriff. So this person's obviously not just targeting hot girls. That's the first male that's been murdered in the show. Um, but yeah, I guess. Um, and I think someone said in the comments last week that Fred's father was their guess to be who it was, and um, well, they weren't close. It was Fred's mother, so yeah, I can't remember who that was, but they were very, very close to guessing who the actual serial killer was. But honestly, I liked season one. I think Fogfest was my favorite episode. They were all pretty good, to be honest. They were all um, good enough. I give the show overall a 7.5. I definitely think it's a good show. It's just I don't think lots of other Scooby Doo fans would agree with me, which is annoying. But it's not really Scooby Doo, isn't it? It's Velma, which is quite different. Uh, but it's based off Scooby Doo characters. It's a very, very good show. I think they need to explore the relationships just as much in second season. Because now we just don't know what's going to happen. I mean, Fred's the one he's got the machine that the mystery machine, really what it is. It's just the van that Velma's mother used to drive, and I think they I mean it says they drifted apart in the final episode there at the end there, but they've surely got to stay and maybe even hang out and actually solve the mystery, just them four. Um, but yeah, look, it was a pretty good show. Pretty good first season. They've got to have a second season, in my opinion. Make it just as good. Uh, for me, the issue was the middle episodes, 4, 5, and 6. They weren't set up too well. But for me, the first 3 episodes and the final 4 were all 7.58 out of 10, which is, good. 6.5 average for the middle 3 episodes. But I still hope you enjoyed all these episodes reviewed of Velma. Um, I'll make a few more videos coming out in the future, and probably next month, to be honest, about this show. And yeah, they'll be separate to the reviews I'm still doing on the channel. Hope you enjoyed the review of the final 2 episodes of Velma Season 1. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow when I'll be reviewing little fun episode that I wanted to review, which is Clue for Scooby Doo.